There's one where this bloke stands up, gets a handheld camcorder out, and then just gets the microphone, goes, "Can everybody spawn Kappa in the chat? Kappa, Kappa," and nobody's responding to him. They're all just silent. And he goes, "Kappa, well, you guys are no fun."
Boo-Foons, mystery investigators.
Welcome to the Boo-Foons Mystery Investigators. I'm Dan.
And I'm Steve.
And today we should really be saying konnichiwa because we're returning to Japan.
Back to our OnlyFans pages. It's an OnlyFans special again.
I forgot about that.
How could you forget about that?
I had genuinely forgotten about you making the joke in the Oni episode of linking it to OnlyFans. Oh dear.
Yeah. Well, you know me and my search history. Yes. For some reason, my search history decided we did a search the other day for, what was it? It was Theatre Row, Drury Lane. And somehow my browser decided half the images were very unsafe, not suitable for work. Let's just say that. Very, I don't know, very anatomical.
You see, I
idea.
wasn't even going to mention it, but yeah. You did share your screen with me, and
you saw there was nothing in the search, was it? There was nothing in the search to say. Show me.
Yeah, I'm still confused as to how Bing, and it was Bing that you were using.
It was Bing.
Let's throw the search engine under the bus, and all you had typed in was Theatre Royal, Drury Lane, and absolute filth came up. Absolute filth. We would never.
I'll save those links for later. Oh, sorry. No, yeah.
I was going to say that we would never look at such filth. But yeah,
it was.
You threw yourself under the bus.
That's it. It was thrust up. Maybe that's what the stain in my shirt is. No, I think it's just food. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. So, Dan.
Yeah, well, today's not a Saturday episode, so we're not talking about bodily fluids today.
Makes a change, doesn't it?
Yeah, it makes a change. But we are talking about fluids of some kind, though, because the yokai that we're looking at today. So back to Japan, look at another yokai. Lots of you loved the Oni episode where the Oni were the demons. We're looking at another big yokai today.
Just remind me what yokai actually is again.
Didn't we decide last time that it was John Lennon's wife?
That's it. Yeah, Yoki Oni. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
and yeah.
So yokai are the supernatural entities and spirits within Japanese folklore. So
Pokemon.
They're but like Pokemon, basically. Yeah.
There's just as many, aren't there?
There are just as many. You could probably make an entire podcast just based around the yokai of Japan.
But this
essentially
is
it's Japanese folklore, Japanese mythology, and they have some really, really interesting creatures. And today, so Kappa.
I was just saying, I've actually learned a word. Yeah, and because of this, I've actually learned a Japanese word today, and this one I'm going to use all the time. It's Shiriko Dharma. And we'll come up to Shiriko Dharma later on. But I'm going to find a way to use that at least once a day. You've finally seen what it is, yeah?
Yeah. I've seen what it is. So yeah, we'll have to come on to that one later. But Kappa,
that's what she said.
Is another yokai. So it's another spiritual and mythological being within Japanese folklore. And Kappa translates to River Child.
Dun, dun, dun.
And
Which makes Shrikadama even more unusual. But you got a river child looking for it.
And it lives in rivers, lakes, ponds, waterways, wells, found across Japan. But my favourite bit is the fact that it can also be found in cisterns. So basically any body of water, but I like the fact that it specifically says cisterns.
As in toilet cisterns?
As in toilet cisterns, yeah.
That would explain the Shrikadama.
Which makes sense when we get to the... Yeah.
Okay, so for physically, it's a mix between a turtle, frog, and a human child.
Yeah.
Generally the size of a 10-year-old Japanese child. So that's about 5'10", I imagine, at the moment.
Yeah, about that, yeah.
With a shell on their back and a beak. Like a bird-like beak. What else they got?
Well, I like the fact that it says their skin ranges from a deep earthy green colour to bright reds and blues. They're built for swimming and have webbed, thumbless hands and feet, much like people that grew up in the fens like I did.
and also like people from the fens, they've got a circular depression on the top of their heads. But their ones hold water that's called the plate. And if this water spills or dries, right, so they've got this hole in the top, this plate in the top of the head called the Sara. And if the water falls out of it or spills, the Kappa will lose their power or they might die. So it can never lay down. If you pick one up and held it upside down, it would die. That's its weakness. If you had a long straw, you could kill one.
Yeah.
If that's its weakness, if you just spill the water out of the top of its head.
And also the fact that it makes it, that it also paralyzes it as well.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, I'll just hold it upside down then.
Yeah.
My favourite bit is, have you read about the fact that it has 3 bums, 3 anuses that allow them to pass 3 times as much gas as humans?
No, I didn't read that. I tell you, some humans I've known can pass 3 times more gas than regular humans.
Yeah, some of them do it in your car.
God. Yes. Yes. That's why you haven't been. No, you have been in it since. I don't know why I'd let you back in the car.
Yeah.
I honestly thought you was going to follow through on that one.
I'm surprised I didn't. It felt like I did, but I didn't.
I don't think I've forced anybody out of a car quicker than that.
I also like their arms, though. Yes. Their arms, that when you pull on one arm, it lengthens while the other arm contracts. So it's basically that pom-pom magic trick with the pom-pom stick, where I say if I pull the red pom-pom, then the yellow pom-pom comes up. But if I pull the blue pom-pom, then the red pom-pom comes down. But if I pull the blue pom-pom, then the green pom-pom comes up. But if I pull the red pom-pom, the blue pom-pom goes down. It's like that magic trick, but with their arms. So you could hold a Kappa up. You can go, if I pull the arm, then the leg goes in. If I pull the leg, then the other leg goes in. Then if I pull the leg, then the other arm goes in. You could do that with a Kappa.
And you haven't rehearsed that. This is what gets me. You've just made that bit up and you haven't rehearsed it. How did you do that?
Because it's one of my favourite magic tricks. I wish to own a pom-pom stick, but the only ones that I can seem to find are either very, very small or are very, very expensive. It's a magic trick that I'm obsessed with.
If you want something that bad, just get the expensive one.
Yeah, I know how the trick works, and I could make one very easily. But I want one that actually looks professional, not one that... Because I know that if I make one, it's not going to look very good. But it's a magic trick that I'm obsessed with because it looks visually amazing, and it's such a simple one of how it works.
I was going to say, this is the first time you've worried about looking professional, which is with your pom-pom trick. It's definitely not our podcast image, I guess.
When I was...
I don't give a damn about the podcast. I just want the professional pom-poms, okay?
No, when I was younger, I did go through a phase where I was absolutely obsessed with magic. And actually, I got into magic in a similar way of how I got into all the ghost stories and things that I love about the podcast. I got into it by learning the behind the scenes first. So you know how I got into ghosts through being told that the ghosts in this haunted building were not actually real. It was through the wind, through the thing of it being pointed out to
Oh
me.
yeah, yeah,
I got into magic the exact same way of watching things like The Masked Magician and seeing how the magic tricks were done. And that's the bit that amazed me. It wasn't the actual theatrics of the trick itself, it was the how the trick was done. That's the bit that I like.
yeah. But you seem to have mastered theatrics as well. I mean, that pom pom thing you just did was amazing.
Yep.
It was like you were like a professional magician, just without the pom poms.
Let's talk about the
Yes,
Kappa
yes.
and their behavior again. So, younger Kappa are frequently found in their family groups. However, when they become adults, they tend to live solitary lives. However, it is common for Kappa to befriend other yokai and sometimes even people. Possessed of a keen intelligence, Kappa are one of the few yokai able to learn human languages. So you actually have a chat with a yokai, with a Kappa. You can be like, "Yo Kappa," and it'll be like, "Yo human," and then you like go, "You look like a weird frog person. You look like a toad man," and they go, "No, that's not a toad man. It's Frogman, and Steve doesn't know his films." Um,
Oh, you remembered. Thank you.
I did remember. I've been
Hell
holding
comes
on
to
to.
hell
I,
comes to Frogtown. Hell
I've
comes to
been holding on
Toadtown.
to that one to throw out there again at
Yeah,
some point. It's only been several months
yeah.
since that
It
happened.
has been a few months, hasn't it?
um, they are highly knowledgeable about medicine and the art of setting bones. According to legend, friendly Kappa taught these skills to humans. So that's where humans learn about medicine and fixing broken bones.
That's also, and all you had to do was to bow to them.
Yes.
Apparently, well, if you bow, they can be a really good friend. Oh, what's it say here? Apparently, if they bow back, they spill their life force water, then you have to refill it with river water. Then they'll be grateful, and then they'll serve you forever. So if they bow back to you, they'll drip their water out, and you have to refill it for them. Then they're your
Excellent.
best mate. But they do have two things I love, and one of them is they're obsessed with cucumbers. They're obsessed with cucumbers. You can bribe them with cucumbers. If you carve their name into cucumbers and toss them into rivers, you'll be safe when you're swimming. They won't drag you down. They won't drown you if you throw in a cucumber with their name on. That's just that's just lovely. Apparently, they still grow cucumbers on the side of the rivers sometimes just for the kappa.
Kappa
Well,
do
yes.
enjoy causing mischief.
Oh, mischief. You call
And
that mischief, do you?
yeah.
Drowning people. Little bit of mischief.
Well, I just read the sentence here for fun. They love causing mischief, practice martial arts, and play games.
Yeah, but when was the
I
last
was
time
just
drowning
gonna.
children was mischief?
Okay, well, we can talk about the dangerous aspects as well.
Yeah, okay.
Uh,
So the mischief is sorry. Let's start with the mischief first before we talk about the homicidal tendencies.
well, the mischief is that they apparently tend to. Um, so they would loudly pass gas in public, and and again, this has been described as being mischievous, and I don't think this is really mischief. They love to peek up women's kimonos. I don't
Yeah,
think that's
that's
just a bit of mischief.
yeah,
That's I'm pretty certain that's a crime, isn't it?
yeah. Well, like you said, so's child murder, but they did. Yeah, obviously very. It's Japan.
And then it
We're
goes
talking
into
ancient Japan here.
sometimes their mischief turns violent. Over to you, Steve.
Sometimes. Oh, you missed out. Apparently, they love to challenge travelers to sumo wrestling, sumo matches too, which is that could be quite fun. Because remember, they're only
Yeah,
the size of a 10-year-old child with a shell on their back and a beak. It's
yeah.
it's going to be a weird one. And if you stretch them, they just stretch. But right, okay. So they have a fascination. This is the bit I love. Absolutely love. They and one of the things they hang around in toilets for apparently, because they have an obsession with this thing called the Shrikodarma, which is um, it's an organ. It's a ball of flesh, which is actually it's called a koki, I think it's called, but it's actually located inside the human anus. And if you bow in the opposite direction to where they are, they will quickly stick their hand in and pull it out. At least try to pull it out. So,
Yep.
and also if you sit on the toilet and you haven't given them their cucumber, they'll reach up and stick their hand up the human anus inside and pull out their ball of life force
Oh.
through their asshole. Again, might be described as mischievous. Definitely, it could be a little bit mischievous, especially without lubrication. Um, yeah,
But it's the fact that they eat. They think it's a gemstone, but they also eat it, and they will also eat raw innards. So not only are they going
oh yeah,
in to get this mythical ball of flesh inside the anus, they're also after the innards to eat. So they eat cucumbers and innards and anuses.
that's
That's what
it.
they
Yeah,
eat.
apparently, yeah, cucumbers and human digestive tracts are their favorite foods. But yeah, the Kobe from basically the Shrikadama is actually translation from small anus ball. That's so yeah, it sounds like it sounds like an insult, but apparently it is their greatest
Yeah.
prize. Their ultimate prize is to get a small anus ball from somebody. Um, so they think it holds the seat of the human soul. And if you've had your small anus ball removed, they basically will take your life force or your spirit away. So you'll wander around basically being a shell of your former self. And
Yeah.
there's no other apparently there's no other Oni who actually want to reinsert the small anus ball back in. So once it's out, is out. Um, oh my god. Uh,
Oh, so the
yeah,
Kappa is the yokai that rips out, and no other yokai wants to shove it back in.
no, that's right. Yeah, there's no
Oh,
other yokai that want to
oh,
reinsert it. Um, but yeah, so yeah, oh sorry, you become a koki, which is yeah, a lethargic, hollowed out version of yourself, which is probably normally how I feel after recording one of these episodes. Oh yeah, definitely how you feel after recording one of these episodes.
oh,
Yeah, so usually what happens after that, the victim usually dies of sheer exhaustion or shock. Funny enough, I mean, I would. I think the shock part more than exhaustion, and it was often used as the reason why folks drowned. Okay, right, listen to this. Right, one of the reasons they thought this was the case because often they would find drowned people who just obviously drowned. Okay, and how to explain the fact when they recovered from the water, they often had relaxed sphincter muscles. So observe, I tell you something, the first thing I do once I drag a body out after I've been swimming, the first thing I do is check my anus to see how relaxed it is. And if it's not, at least I know I'm alive still. But apparently, if you have relaxed sphincter muscles after you've drowned, it's because the Kappa have removed your anus ball.
I wish we were making this up. I really,
Uh,
really wish we were making this up because this is one of those things that I think we would struggle to write this and invent this ourselves. Um, And I've
oh,
read here that the other apparently mischievous things, which again, I'm not going to say this is mischievous, this is just pure evil. Kappa have been known to kidnap or rape swimming women.
mhm.
Ki-
Is that that's another way they got loose sphincter muscles afterwards?
and then it goes and kill people.
Kill
A,
people.
a Kappa's preferred method of attack is to drown its victims or bite them to death whilst underwater. Kappa will also devour humans alive.
But they're so small. They're only size of a 10-year-old. They can't. Their mouth
Yeah.
doesn't open that long. That big. Sorry. But it does say if you eat a cucumber before you go into the water for a swim, or again throw in the cucumber with their name on it, you're fine. No one's going to rape you. No one's going to remove your anus. I mean,
I'll remember to take cucumbers around with me.
Yeah. Did you know though? This is what. Okay, consider what you've just said about what is mischievous with the Kappa. Apparently, they're actually in the game Animal Crossing. So, so you got your game Animal Crossing, and you can get yourself. Yeah. So
Oh,
next time the kids are playing Animal Crossing, just keep an eye out for what they got on their island.
oh, excellent.
So anyway, they've shifted from being a terrifying, right, and a terrifying explanation for drowning is what they were originally. So basically, it was because people would drown a lot. They had to invent something to keep people away. I tell you something, if you're going to invite, right, we had those information films back in the 70s and 80s of teaching the kids not to do stuff. And there's that famous one with the dirty water and like Death standing there in his cloak waiting for the kid to go in water so he can drown the kid. That's nothing compared to thinking if you go in the water, something's going to stick their hand up your anus, pull something out, and leave you to drown. If
Yeah.
they did that in one of those films, that would have been so different. But this
Well,
is what this is.
it is, and like the other week we were looking at Jenny Greenteeth, which was like the Northern British version
Hmm,
of this whole invented to scare pit children away from water. But all
yeah,
Jenny Greenteeth did was pull you under and kill you. Didn't do
yeah.
all this other stuff. He didn't have to.
No,
Yeah.
no. I mean, okay, considering what the Kappa looks like and what Jenny Greenteeth looked like in some of those illustrations, I know if one was going to have to remove something from my anus, I know which one I'd pick. But honestly, if I had a choice, neither, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I've got some information here about some other types of kappa.
Are
So,
they
have you
this?
seen?
Have you done a search? How many other Kappa remove things from anuses? Actually, other types. Sorry, yeah, carry on.
Well, this is the Kappa Musumi. So Kappa Musumi,
Okay.
which is translated as either Kappa girl or Kappa daughter. Now, she lives in villages near rivers or lakes and looks like a young human woman, however, is a Kappa in disguise.
So much of that. So what does she do then? What does she do?
Well, she turns up, so the Kappa Musumi shows up unannounced in human villages and tries to blend in with the locals. They do not perform mischief or get into trouble. Usually they just want food. When someone feeds them, they will repeatedly visit that house until driven away. They're again found in many parts of Japan. Now, while the minor details differ to the main Kappa story, the humans will eventually suspect. So she's a young girl, turns up, humans offer food. Eventually, the humans figure out that she might be a Kappa and end up betraying her. Her disguise reveals she runs away and never returns.
Don't look at me. I'm ugly. Don't
Yeah.
look.
So this comes from a story from Hayakawa Yamanishi. There was a husband and wife who lived near the riverside. One April, they were preparing to plant their garden when a strange girl approached them from out of nowhere. They invited her in and offered her some food. Although she eagerly spoke to them, they could not understand anything she said, so she was clearly not a girl from their village. The couple consulted with other villagers about what to do with the girl. Some suggested she might actually be a Kappa disguised as a girl. The couple were creeped out by this. They decided to test the girl by feeding her something the Kappa hate, the juice of a bottle gourd. The next day, the girl visited the house again. They offered her tea, but this time had bottle gourd juice inside it. She gulped down the tea. Her face turned sickly green. She clamped her hands over her mouth and ran to the river, disappearing into the depths. The couple said, "Aha! She was a Kappa." But they didn't feel relieved. In fact, they wondered whether they had done something bad because the girl hadn't done anything wrong to them. Yeah, so the Kappa Musumi is just a Kappa disguised as a girl.
Okay. There is my favorite, well, not my favorite so far, but one I like is the Hayosubi. Hayosubi, I think it's called, and it's a hairy kappa with average limbs, and its personality is gross slash shameless. Sounds like, and its favorite habit is just taking dirty baths. I mean, that's also. I'd love to know more about that one for sure. But apparently, the kappa, it says here, the one of the kappas, the Yamawaro, is a seasonal shifter. So in the winter, when everything becomes cold, it runs off into the mountains and transforms itself into a Yamawaro, which is a mountain boy. It becomes a hairy, one-eyed spirit that helps woodcutters in exchange for food. And in the spring,
Excellent.
it goes back down to the water where it loses its hair, goes back to the river and returns back into a normal kappa.
Oh, okay.
So that it migrates basically because of the weather. So yeah.
So interesting you say about shape shifting, because here I've also got the Hani no Hater Kappa, which translates as Kappa with wings, which lives in general wetlands. And although Kappa are described as reptilian, with features resembling turtles, frogs, or even monkeys, Hane no Hater Kappa are a breed of kappa which bear a closer resemblance to chickens or pheasants. So instead of arms, they have wings. Their bodies are covered in long hair-like feathers, and they have long necks which can stretch. They live in the wetlands, such as ponds, marshes, swamps, and they're basically like regular kappa, despite not looking like one. So just like regular kappa, they're sometimes aggressive and dangerous towards humans. They will attack people, especially children who get too close to the territory and water. And one was reported as being in the village of Yangisawa, which is present day Suroku City, in the summer of 1840. The creature lived in a nearby pond and had attacked two children from the village. In June, the villagers drained the pond, captured the kappa. A report of the incident described the kappa as feathered and having the ability to stretch its neck. The report was accompanied by an illustration of the monster. Well, I need to find this now.
Oh, you know what I was saying about obviously when the kappa has to remove the the anus ball. I said about being very painful without lubrication. Well, apparently the skin of a standard kappa is slimy, so that's quite handy. It obviously comes with its own lubrication. So that makes me a bit less concerned.
uh,
I love these things. They're just insanely good.
they are. It's like it's almost as though they go, here's a story, and then they go
Yeah.
they just go extra.
Yeah. Oh, apparently the Hayasubi I was talking about, I said his habits is dirty baths. So
Yeah.
what he does apparently is he waits for a family to finish bathing, then he uses it at night, sneaks into the bath, soaks, and then leaves it. And apparently they leave it with the water oily and covered in thick black hair, and it smells so bad it can't be used again. But you can't drain the water out because your luck will turn sour. It's basically everything will go wrong if you pour the water out. However, if you don't clean it, the stench will make the inhabitants of the house sick. So either you're going to be sick or unlucky. Either way, you lose, basically. So you got to keep your bathtub covered.
Oh. So there are some reported sightings of kappa, by the way.
Really?
So I told
Okay.
you about June 1840. In 1801, a kappa was caught in a fish net in what is now Mito City. The kappa was 1 meter tall and weighed 8 kilograms. In 1877, a fisherman saw a kappa off the coast of Kamigawa City. It had hair on its head, was quadruped, quad. Why am I having difficulty saying this word?
You
Four-
never have difficulty saying words. Say it with
four
your Norfolk
limbs.
accent, you'll get it.
Quadrupedal. There we go. Quadrupedal. And had a shell. In April 1974, a Kappa-like creature was spotted in a river in Tono City. It was 60 centimeters tall and had hair. In the city where the sighting took place, there are many stories of Kappa in their folklore. August 1985, a man in Nagasaki saw a Kappa-like creature and found a triangular footprint that was 20 centimeters long and 10 centimeters wide at the site. New footprints were discovered the following day. 1991, a creature entered the home of a person and left footprints that were 12 centimeters long, 10 centimeters wide. And the creature had a foul odor and left an eerie mucus on the floor. The mucus was analysed in 1995 and they found iron oxide in it.
Yeah, that is kind of weird, isn't it?
So,
I mean, there are
rust slime.
photographs as well. There's photographic sightings, recordings of it. I mean, I can't say they're very good, but because they never are. But unlike a lot of things we talk about, people claim they've got photographs.
Well, here we've got an educated person that's seen it. So in the spring of 2013, so this is quite recent, 10 years ago, near the Kanda River in Tokyo, a former detective and graduate school lecturer named Kitashiba saw 3 Kappa-like creatures scavenging for leftover food. He said they were 1 meter tall, murky green, had hairless, slimy skin, and a body shape similar to humans, but with a short neck, small head, and long arms. He saw them at a distance of 3 meters and even heard one scream.
Oh, did he bow to them?
Ah, maybe. He
Oh,
should
yeah, I mean, but then how often do police carry a cucumber with them? Can you imagine if that's just their kit? That's just part of their kit, you know. Got truncheon there, and you got a cucumber there, and you got, just in case.
Right, that's where I was going to go to. The explanations of the Kappa, because people have tried to figure out what the Kappa are. Now, this mainly links into the sighting that Kitashiba experienced, and basically trying to explain what he may have actually seen rather than Kappa. That's what they've tried to say. And they've said it could be the giant Japanese salamander, which can grow up to 5 foot in length and live in clean, clear streams. So that's one possibility. Some people saying an undiscovered amphibian, a prehistoric type, such as a temnospondyle, which that basically means that the Kappa is the Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah, a bit small for that. Yeah. And I've never heard of Nessie removing anything from an anus.
Or a sea turtle, because a sea turtle will eat cucumbers.
And it has a beak and it has a shell and it can get about the same size as a 10-year-old child. Yeah, pretty much ticks all the boxes. Again, apart from removing your anus ball. I'm going to keep bringing that one up because it sets this one aside. I mean, It's too good not to keep bringing up, and I apologise to anyone who gets upset. And if anyone's accidentally had their anus ball removed, please let us know.
Apparently, the Kappa has helped with various public works in swampland. Really? After people have given Kappa fish and trained it, it has helped people, such as helping around Tokyo to build to reclaim parts of swampland around Tokyo.
Well, to be fair, it does say if you're polite to it, like everything else. Usually it's cigarette and tobacco you got to give them, but obviously these are just cucumber lovers. But yeah, usually it's tobacco and tobacco and what, crisps or something. What is it? Cigarettes and alcohol, isn't it? That's what it is. You usually have to give them any of these
Oh,
spirits, cigarettes and alcohol, and they'll do anything for you.
that was the yeah, because the Oni had links to that, didn't it? But the Oni were demons. And what was the one in South America?
South
Curupira.
America, yeah. Yeah, that's it, the
Curupira, that's what it
Kurapira.
was.
Yeah. Yeah, cigarettes and
Yeah.
alcohol. Not a mention of cucumbers. But maybe cucumbers started, I don't know where they originated from. Did cucumbers originate from Japan? And is this why they were so successful in Japan? Because they were used for getting sea turtles to do work for you and to avoid having things removed whilst you're on the toilet.
uh, apparently, Kappa will sometimes pull horses or cattle into the water. And the reason why they do that is if there aren't any humans around, they pull them in to eat their insides. And they also suck their blood. So they drink their blood and eat their entrails. And I've
That's not
also
very
read
friendly.
it hates iron and deer antler.
Deer antler? That's a bit random. I mean, I can understand iron because a lot of supernatural creatures don't like iron. And you can fight away spirits and ghosts with iron, but I've never heard, sea turtles not liking it. Apparently, they're not very fond of fire either.
Well, I'm not very fond of fire, to be honest. I like looking at it, but I wouldn't want to get close to it because it would hurt. Another interesting thing about Kappa is there is a tick that is native to parts of Asia, which is found in the Ryukyu Islands in Japan and across other areas. Turtles are the primary host for this tick.
Ooh.
It's also been found on snakes, and some humans have been infested by this species. It's uncommon for humans, and they're usually accidental hosts for them. However, this tick,
I guess,
because it
is it
hangs
found in
around
the
on.
anus?
No, not quite.
Oh, okay.
But because
Hangs around
this
your anus.
tick is found in water,
Yeah.
has a turtle-like shell, and happens to hang around on reptiles, mainly turtles, has earned the name Kappa tick. So this tick is
Wow.
called a Kappa tick purely because of all the links to Kappa. So there
Okay,
you
so
go.
definitely gets around, doesn't it? I mean, this is the thing, right? We have our folklore here. We got a few Green Man pubs and bits and pieces, but
Yeah.
that's about as far as it goes. We'll name something after a pub. But Japan,
Yeah.
that isn't right. Japan takes things really seriously when they get these. They know how to market a character.
And this is how recent this tick was only discovered in 2024.
Wow. Okay.
So people are discovering new animals and species all the time. There
And
we go.
naming them after folklore.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah, there we
Well,
go.
I'll tell you something. At least now, if I ever bump into one, I'll know. Give it a cucumber, give it a bow, and I can rest easy without having to worry about having like extra reinforced trousers and pants on.
Yes. Yeah,
Always a good lesson to learn if you go to Japan
it is.
or
So
anywhere else. Other countries are available.
yeah, so there we go. That's the story of the Kappa. Oh, I do like these yokai stories. We've definitely got to do some more of these. I know we said in the only episode we'll do more, and this is us doing more, but we have got to do more. Yeah, the Japanese sort of do folklore and then go extra, extra, extra,
Yeah,
extra with it.
dial it up to 11 for sure.
And it's a bit like I know you when we did Red Ettin as the story. I know you were like, it's a rapey giant. This is a rapey turtle.
It's a rapey,
Yeah,
it's rapey turtle just Yeah, I mean, it just
Yeah.
covers all the holes.
So the big question is, can we find, is Red Ettin the
Related.
only folklore story of Britain that is a little bit rapey?
Oh no, I thought all giants were from what we saw.
Oh no, because Tom Hickathrift, there was nothing in there. It was like
I
that.
think, yeah, I think that was just because he's a good agent.
Oh,
It's really bad. Like I said, we said it before. Women in folklore have a really rough time.
yeah. And even in Japanese folklore, yeah, with this whole the
See,
fact that the women that are swimming end up being the ones that have the horrible things happening to them.
yeah. Well, but to be fair though, they will pull your anus ball out of anyone, so they're not proud who they pull it from. So anyone
Yeah.
could be sitting there and suddenly get a hand up their bum. Bum.
Right. On that note, I think we need to draw this
It's
episode
a
to a close.
it was a bum note. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we'll come
You're
back to
tired now. I can
Yōkai.
tell. You're a bit
No,
worn out after that one.
no, it's not that I'm tired. It's that I have nothing more to say about Kappa, and the only thing that you've got to say is keep saying about the anus, whilst you look down towards your crotch, and you have for the last 5 minutes. All I've seen in the camera is you
That's-
looking down towards your crotch whilst
because-
talking about Kappa pulling things out of anuses.
That's because I'm looking down here in shame of what I'm saying.
Um,
I don't want to see a picture of myself saying these things. That's what I'm. If I look away, I'm not saying it.
so I think we need to draw it to a close because there is
I
nothing more
think-
to say other than
No,
we'll do another Yōkai in the future.
Yes, and it won't be down to this level. Obviously, the rest are a lot more decent, honest, and
The Oni wasn't that decent. Come on, but then the Oni were demons. So yeah,
yeah,
Japan,
yeah,
Japan.
Japan. Yes,
Goodbye. We're done with the Kappa. We're done with this episode. I've still no idea what Steve's looking at other than it could be his crotch, but yeah. do check out our Discord. Do check out social media. Yeah. Do check out our Discord. Do come and join us for a chat. Do look at our social media. Give us some love. Like, subscribe, do reviews, whatever. Give us all that sort
Saturday
of love.
episode. Listen to our Saturday one as well. Bit
Yeah.
different.
Very different. Bit different.
Yeah, we don't take that one seriously, unlike this one.
Yeah. Yeah. Next Wednesday we'll talk about something else. I don't know, ghosts or something.
Something.
Yeah.
That's our preparation done.
That's our preparation done. Yeah. And then this is us now panicking to record a ghost episode to go out next week. Or it could be something completely different because by the time we get to recording it, we might have forgotten that we said ghost. It might be an alien episode. Who knows?
I'm going to search for any ghost stories with anuses. That'll be the theme, ongoing theme.
And look at your Bing search history again.
Yeah. That's what inspired me. That was it.
Yeah. And goodbye and see us come back next episode.
I love when we fade out. Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Boo-Foons, mystery investigators.